about what it's going to be like. You meet friends and you learn about the world, everything, and I think that it is their duty to teach us, about jobs and things, because we've got to know something about the future, something about a job.
I don't know how to lay bricks at home. I don't even think. It's just not anything that your father would take time to teach you. He probably don't even know himself.
Them teaching us geography and everything, that doesn't really help, because if you're going to go in and interview for a job, you're not going to sit there and tell them the capitals of all this. They're going to want to know, like to be a secretary, you're going to have to know how to type, and they're going to want to know how skilled you are.
What have they told you about the lab?
Nothing. I don't know, because I haven't been on there before. I don't know, We'll learn about jobs and things.
Well, I've been told that it's supposed to be pre-college school, supposed to get you ready, get you in line with what you're going to do when you get out of school.
All right, you looking forward to it?
Yes, I am.
Well, we'll be able to take different courses that they're having that we can't take over here. Well, they told me it's pretty good, and they enjoyed going over there. There's a bunch of fun. They have a bunch of business things. You can learn, grow up and have a good job with.
But to show you the many things that you can do. We're not trying to tell you we want you all to become typists and secretaries or brickmakers. We're going to show you what you must expect to give an employer in return for the salary you draw. We don't just tell you about it and make it sound like a good story. You get to do these things. You get your hands involved in the activity and all the experiments that can be done only with hands-on. Now, when we mention hands-on, and when we ask you later on, we want you to know that even in the business department, when you're typing, when you're running one of the offset presses or spirit duplicators, when you're working with the key punch machine, you are having a hands-on experience.
So you have to do it, you can do it yourself.
I'm making a wall cut scarf. I'm fixing to sand it down right now. And I'm going to put a picture on the front after I get to painting it and varnishing it.
It's going to be a shoe rack. This is going to be the end of it. Just saw this, make it straight. It's going to be too off.
I don't know. Whenever I want to make something out of wood, I'll be able to make it because I'll know how to use the stuff. I think it's fun. I really like it. It's very interesting.
All right, you've been in this thing now about 4 hours. What do you think of your first courses in the occupational life?
Oh, I expected where you couldn't do anything. You had to stay in your seat. You can't do anything, but you can do a lot of it.
They discipline you, but they still let you do kind of what you want. How do you like the course so far?
It'll pay us. So far.
Well, we're supposed to have a lot of field trips and everything. I guess it's going to be pretty fun.
How have you found the occupational laboratory so far?
So it's more fun than you think it'll be. It's pretty good.
Why?
Well, because you get to do a lot of things, like we have electric typewriters. That's a lot of fun.
I'm doing punching this card. I'm punching the date, the customer's name, customer's number, state, salesman, warranty, stock number, unit number, total price, and the blank.
The customer come back and ask me to add up two packs of cigarettes for 35 cents on to $9.52.
You see up here on the right how we got it divided up, group 1 and group 2. We have orientation for one day. And then group 1, which is my group, data processing, typing, merchandising and selling, and money and banking. Alright, and then you see group 2 with the transcribing, cash register, key adding machine, duplicating, and electronic calculator. What's this you're putting on?
Stencil.
Yeah. And the whole process is based on the idea of what?
Duplicate.
That you cut a hole through the stencil, and what happens?
It just goes through print fill paper.
Go through it, right. For the counterclockwise, run one copy and see the position right. Continue your work. I think possibly some of them have a better idea of themselves, of what they're able to do. They're more satisfied with their ability once they see that they can actually operate the machine. And then they go downtown and see somebody using a transcribing unit, for example, and they say, well, I've used this. It gives a good feeling of self-satisfaction and worthiness on the part of the student.
Trying to find out a problem.
I'm listening to a tape. Tell me how to file. Trying to find out something about punch card operating. It just makes it more realistic if they have an actual piece of equipment to work with instead of just telling them this would be in an office. If they've got the equipment with them, they can relate more to it and see how it might be used in the business world. But this brings that whole concept of also the electronic process. It doesn't use the page.
How long do they stay on this?
About 2 days.
I'm using an electronic calculator. Oh, this here just used for speed. Just speed. You can use the 10-key egg machine, but this here is faster. But I like it a lot. It just fills you in on a lot of jobs you need to know about.
How many of the rest of you have decided what you'd like to do after high school? Yeah.
Go to college and study to be a physical ed teacher.
You want to be a physical ed teacher? Very good. Yeah.
I'd like to be a beautician and fix women's hair.
You probably wind up being the richest man in this whole crew. Yeah.
I like to be an interior decorator.
I'd like to be a pilot.
A pilot.
Commercial.
Great. About $49,000 a year. Yeah. What about some of the rest? How about you?
I don't know what I want.
No. And this is all right. Many of us are undecided at this stage in our lives. We want to do a little more looking around, don't we, and experimenting with things. I think this is another reason that we will be able to help the base of occupations, of broad knowledge of occupations.
When the students first come in, we try to explain to the students the importance of doing a good job on anything they do. We try to tell the students that let's forget about school. This is basically the same thing as going to work. When you work on a job, you get paid. If you do a good job here, you also get paid. If you do a poor job, you get paid. And we try to speak in terms of grades as being their particular paycheck on this particular job.
I think the greatest thing is the attitude toward work, that for being paid, you owe the employer something other than the time spent on the job or any little skill in, say, handing out a hamburger to a customer. But that you have an attitude, a loyalty to your employer, and a pride in what you do.
You gotta cut it. You cut this excess water on, rather than throw it back to the board, then you gotta go back to the board. So just save it. Put it right up there. So you've got your head on the button.
Because there isn't, why is there not enough room? Because they got a bridge. Behind you got this bridge long. What's wrong with it?
I wish there was no poverty in the world.
No poverty. Now, what do you mean when you say poverty?
Well,
You mean poor people?
hungry.
What about poverty of the mind?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to have poverty in mind, you know.
And this is another reason why we're here. I think many of us are not really sure of what we want to do, the opportunities that are available for us. And this is the type of power it is. And occupational lab will get rid of some of this poverty of the mind. Many times the youngster thinks, well, I'm 13, 12, 13, 14, I've got plenty of time. And then in our group sessions, and we start talking about that we don't have as much time as we think we have, and it is a time when we should begin to think in terms of what we're going to be doing in senior high school and beyond that.
And whether or not many of these students find this early age something that interests them strongly, at least they find the things that do not interest them, so they have saved time later on.
When we go on field trips, if we try and point out to them these people that are working with things, these people who are working with other people, and we try to ask them what they would like to do. They like to
Now the round bulbs you see there is a
felonies display, and it shows some pictures of some of the products that the company manufactures. The round counter is our insurance counter. We say flight because it's here at the terminal in keeping with the atmosphere of the airport. And also our public paging system. The last little counter down at gate 8 is where it says there. Now, all you do is give him the ticket and he checks you out and you take a seat until time to board. The only thing you have to do when you get on the plane is show, in this particular case, show the back of your boarding pass to the stewardess. Now, if you were flying Delta, you would show the front. It has the class in which you are flying, and a lot of times you have a choice of seating. Now, this plane is depressurized, and if we happen to take a sudden drop from one altitude, if this happens, this plane is equipped with an automatic oxygen system. The pouch would automatically open and the mask would fall out. All you would have to do is grab a mask and pull it to the full extension of the tubing, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Overhead we have our reading light and a button for calling the stewardess if you need her. We also have an air vent up there that could be adjusted to give you more air, cooler air, heat, whatever the season.
Oh, that. Oh, wow. It's going to take me a long time to learn all those buttons and everything. I just go crazy because the pilot, he has to know everything, where everything is. And I bet he just sits in there for about weeks just looking at those buttons and finding out what they are. But I think that would be kind of hard, but I could do it, you know, if I, tried. But, oh, wow, he's got to really be, got a good memory and be smart to do that.
This thing turns on as the cam low, the cam moves down. This spring then pulls the valve back closed. Okay? And so without these valves being tightly closed, compression, power, your different strokes, none of them will work properly.
This right here is a filter, and just stick the filter down through here and put the motor back together.
Okay, all students who do come to the trades department work on small engines. They are assigned 2 students per engine. The students completely disassemble the engine. By this we mean that they take everything off that will come off the engine, everything out that will come out. As the students do this particular thing, they identify all basic engine parts while they're completely disassembling the engine. One half.
Put back on the cylinder head. We took it apart. We named each part and what we took it apart with. And so we're going to put it back together the way we had.
Probably the real purpose behind the whole thing is to allow the students to find out some jobs that are associated with, or maybe some jobs that are related to mechanics. Once the students get here, get their hands on it, find out if they like to get their hands greasy, when he gets into high school, he will know if I want mechanics or some related course, or if I do not want it. One reason why we have girls is because they want to come here.
I don't like to cook and home ec. I don't know. I like to get here with the boys.
The science math program here is designed to bring out the science and math from the other vocational areas. To take the mathematics that would be involved in the business areas and trades and home economics areas and present those to the students. How about you, Melinda? Can you point out the parts that you see here?
Oh, I forgot the name of it.
Which one?
Yeah.
Cylinder. Now, where are the pistons and cylinders?
In the head.
All right. In other words, we can't see this. It's just like the smaller engine. In order to be able to see some of these working parts, we'd have to disassemble the engine and be able to have been shown a lot of enthusiasm. Mainly in science, they are particularly interested in the experiments that we try and have every Thursday.
This is the doctors, and we develop film and print pictures out there.
Trying to bring the fixer down the right temperature.
Now, what are you fixing?
What am I fixing?
Yeah.
The fixer.
Do any of you know why most people get fired on jobs?
They just can't get along with other people.
And they say that the major portion of people who get fired on a job will not get fired because they're not capable of doing a good job, but they can't get along with other people. How do you start getting along with people? Where does it begin?
School.
How about home?
Around the home.
Mom and dad. How about teachers? How about your fellow students? We learn this in our social studies, right? What's the first step in looking toward a good career? What do you do first? Yes.
You should try different jobs, and after you've tried a couple, you can tell which one you like most.
Even before that, right now.
You could take learning courses from like where you want to go to work. They give you certain courses. In high school, you can take courses.
What about school? Why do you go to school, period? Learn what?
How to live with them.
How to live with people. How to live with. This is great. This is one of the many reasons we go to school. How about finding a job?
See, you have everything drawn except this line, this one. And it is parallel with this one, all right? Now, how long will this line be?
This is 3 inches, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. How are we going to be sure?
Measure.
Okay, let's measure. See, what's the first thing you got to do? Okay, do that. Measure. How many straight lines do you see? This is a straight line, right? I have to know if that's going to be straight or not. Let's slide it back to this point. So studies in drafting are designed to enable the students to explore and use a variety of drafting tools. We hope that the students will learn to properly use these tools to draw a variety of different line types. Everything that the students do in drafting is done to scale. We try to relate to the students all the various occupations that might become available to them as a result of their knowing a little something about drafting. We hope that they will become interested enough in it so that they might follow it through in high school, especially some of the girls, because we feel that there are many opportunities for girls in drafting in the occupational world.
In every area, students are made aware of the various jobs, and as the students choose a certain occupation and pursue it, in their research they find the educational requirements, the physical requirements, the chances of advancement, the current wage being paid, the future of it.
Now this is Skyline Corporation's North Carolina plant. If you go through the plant, don't be messing with any of the equipment, please. There's a lot of men working. Watch where you step. There'll be some metal on the floors. Where we'll go won't be dangerous. Just stay in a line. When we get to a station in the line, what I'd like for you to do is group up around as close as possible. We'll watch each procedure for a few minutes. So you'll be seeing an assembly line method of building houses. Okay, if you'll form up, we'll go in the side door right up here. Now what you're seeing over here is a floor being assembled. What we're using is a material called Nova decking, which will go down on top of the floor. And if you'll notice, hanging up in the ceiling there are all the different carpet colors we use. All of our lumber comes in and stored in this lumber shed out here. As the orders are sent out from the front office, these are the mill rooms. The way we operate here, in order to give our dealers a quick delivery on anything that he does order, is that with the day we receive the order, we start building the mobile home. So everything you see here on this lot has already been sold to a dealer.
I guess I'd most like to do electrical work.
I'd probably like to put the tin up around the walls.
I like the way they were cutting the you know, when they were cutting the windows out with that power tool. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Well, I mean, I like it, but I don't think they're for me. I mean, I didn't see any ladies in those factories.
I learned that how many houses were built in a day, that they could, you know, make some in 2 days, make one day and have it finished the next.
I'm not interested in building a house, but I'm glad some people are, so we have houses around here.
I've learned it can be a lot of occupation. It was very interesting because you never hardly ever get a chance to go to something like this.
So, in the future, if any of you are out this way looking for employment, we'll be more than happy to talk to you.
Besides, your parents can take all your exemptions, you put that down. Now, they figure your income tax from this, so don't be surprised whenever you get it. Now, there'll be other deductions too. Over on page 52, you'll see a list of the other deductions that will probably come out of your check. You start out with your gross pay. Then they start taking out, first of all, for what, Charlie?
Your tax, income tax.
Right. Now, in our state, we have North Carolina income tax, which isn't listed here. And that's also taken out. And it's possible you may have hospital insurance taken out, or bonds, things of that type. So you're going to wind up with much less pay than you think you are.
This kind of program is so important because not just preparing a child for a job or his place in life, but to make living so much more enjoyable by finding out new hobbies, new avocations, and things you can spend your time with.
Okay, the card told that you were going to do what's known as a series circuit.
Okay.
You have done it. Now I want to know what a series circuit is.
What we just did.
What we just did. Okay, here walks somebody into the room who knows nothing at all about electricity. And he comes up and asks you, what's a series circuit? And you tell him, it's what we just did. Did you get your point across? Does he now know what? Okay, let's tell him what a series circuit is.
And you can tell them,
Yeah, you tell them.
You know, and you can tell me.
It's when electricity travels through all these things.
Okay, it travels through all these things, okay.
Well, he's looking at it, isn't he?
No, he's not looking at it. He can't see flying.
When it goes through the cable.
Let's compare. Just for a minute. Let's just leave this and turn to number 8 on the back.
So it's the things in your house that has devices to control the amount of electricity.
No, but I don't know anything.
Nothing at all.
The light switch.
Does the light switch control?
No, it just cuts it on and cuts it on off.
Okay, now what's something that controls?
What did you do here?
You control this. What happens to the light?
Like that.
Yeah, like that. But what happens to the light?
Gets brighter and dimmer.
Why? What does the light burn from?
Electricity in the metal. You know, the electrons come up here,
Okay.
here, and there.
Okay, the light burns off electricity. Right. Now, what is something in your home that has a rheostat, a button or a knob or anything that you can turn and control
Radio.
the flow? Okay. What else?
My name is Gil Buck. I'm from Thomasville, North Carolina, and we're visiting the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Occupational Laboratory program here, and are very impressed with what we see. The Charlotte folks have come over to visit our program, and we have shared ideas, along with others throughout the entire state, to help us to develop a program that will be suitable for all children, no matter what part of the state they may live in.
But most of these girls are making it for their moms. I would say.
You can wear it for a bathrobe. Make it out of 3 towels. Fold the first one in half and sew the underarms and cut it down the front and the neck. I'm designing a living room. I'm cutting out your dresses for school, church, and play.
So what you're doing here to learn here is going to be practical duties.
See this part right here, it should be enough here to where you take this loose and sort it back together. Make it loose.
You let it out a little bit there, just to one side, or you have to do both?
Probably do both.
And you've never sewn any before? You are quite an experience.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, I think about making a road right there and there.
Gonna make a road like that. Good.
Maybe a payroll someday. This is going to help you make up your mind.
Yeah, I would think so. No, especially over in the business department.
You know what I think is good about it? I believe it'd be a good example. I think it's going to help you to make up your mind what you don't want to do.
Yeah, I do, because things that you say you want to do, you don't know, about it. And then when you come over here and learn a little bit more about it, then you find out you don't really like it as much as you thought you would.
That's good. I wish you a lot of luck on your plans.
Thanks, I probably need it.
Oh, I think boys came in initially for the foods, but they stayed to enjoy the rest of it. And I've always sort of resisted having boys in home economics, but it's been a real exciting experience. Actually, even if they don't select an occupation in the area of home economics and health and cosmetology, it will give them a better understanding of the female role in society, and girls certainly should see the other side of life and find out what goes on in a man's world. You know, have you seen the oven? Yeah.
This thing will do just about everything that the conventional oven that you have in your home will do. It does it about 75% faster than any oven that you have. It's a good size oven. It'll do a big turkey. It is absolutely perfectly safe. The food in this range is cooked by microwaves, of course. There's a microwave tube. It eliminates any heat. Just place it right in the center of the oven. This will be the quickest chocolate fudge you've ever made. You turn the oven on. You lock the door, of course, first. Turn the oven to 2 minutes and start it.
Well, I've learned how quick that things can be cooked and how much time you can save, and it's especially coming for couples who don't get home at maybe hours later, different something like that, because maybe one get in, he could go ahead and eat, and the other gets in, he don't want his food cold, so y'all don't take about, or just say wife, by the time her husband's washing his hands or something like that, she could have supper fixed and he'd be ready to eat.
I'd like to learn how to cook in case, like if I live by myself and if I'm a bachelor, I could cook my meals and learn how to keep a house straight. I got to transfer out of trades because we can take those in other years, and this is just for the 8th grade, so I thought I'd get experience of that.
See, when I was a little kid, the people used to play house, but I hated house. I never liked to play it or anything, and I'm just kind of like a tomboy, and I don't like home ec. I don't like to sew or to knit because I can't sit down long enough to knit anything. It's just, and my mom said that she could teach me anything I wanted to know at home, and so why not go ahead and take trades, because I really like that, because I like to build things and put them together and, find out what makes them tick.
I learned about how people operate with other people.
We found out how to get better jobs, more field trips, you're independent.
It's great.
It was fun. I never did think there could be so many office jobs and never had seen a transcriber or heard one.
It's the best place for 8th graders to go. For 18 months, the Occupational Laboratory was an experimental center for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system. The success of it has resulted in bringing that program into the junior high schools so that all students will have an opportunity to have a taste of it.
The value for this is at least we'll know something about it and find out what we're interested in.
This is a better method over here because you get first-hand experience over here.
There isn't any other way because, what if they did have this, we didn't have machines and we just read out of books? You're not going to learn anything from books because books are boring to some people, and it's good because you have the machines and you learn how to work them and, you're hands-on.
Before I came over here, I didn't know about some of the machines that we have in business. And right now, the occupations over here is some of the occupations that I was thinking about working for life.
Lab is really far out and I learned a lot every year. I love it.